Hey, this is JC and welcome to Small Brick City. This is my mock for a coffee shop. In fact, it's a combo build of two builds from the LEGO City Square set 60097. You might find this familiar because it's a combination of the LEGO store and the coffee shop from that set. I already have a 5-in-1 super combo LEGO shop, so I didn't need another LEGO shop, although I did cannibalize some of the parts from the inside to be placed into my LEGO shop. But I wanted to retain the outside of the LEGO store, and I felt that it fit perfectly with the coffee shop build. But I felt the coffee shop build was a bit too basic, a bit too small, and it didn't fit into my LEGO city. But from the start, I saw the potential to combine the two into a build, and that's what you see here today. I'll admit, this is what I call a utility build, meaning it's functional for the needs in my LEGO city. There's several reasons why I did this. One, I wanted to utilize the builds from the City Square set. I didn't want them to go to waste. I felt the LEGO store was pretty decent, so was the coffee chain, just that they weren't elaborate enough. So I wanted to keep the spirit of those builds but create a mock. The second is, in my new section of Small Brick City, the Metro City project, I do have some areas where I need a smaller build to fit into the space that I have, because I have an elevated rail track and I do have some areas which are rather small for a full modular size building or even a half modular size building. So I need what I guess I call a quarter size modular size building. And in fact, in real cities, especially metro cities, metropolitan cities, you do have all kinds of buildings. So this does fit in very well in terms of a size. So it's utility in the sense that it's not the greatest coffee shop mock that you ever see, but for the parts that I had, basically maximizing the parts and builds I already had, I think it came across pretty well. In fact, it reminds me of coffee shops that I see in Korea. Korea to me has the most number of coffee shops in any city that I've been to, regardless of which city you go to. And I'm talking, of course, the major cities like Seoul or Busan. Besides zombies in Busan, you might find, well, actually you don't find zombies in Busan because Busan is actually safe, free from zombies. But I digress. In Korea, in Seoul and Busan, you find a lot of these style of coffee shops. They're really small, but lots of glass. You can see inside and outside if you're a customer. And well, it just reminds me of that. And that's why I felt it was pretty fitting to have this particular build. It was challenging because it's such a small build. I mean, this is basically just 8 studs deep and it's 16 studs across. And this is built on a 16 stud by 16 stud base plate. And it's a challenge because the original build was roughly the side, but it had no back. It was just an open face build. And there was no access to the second floor. And personally for me, access is always important if you have a second floor. I don't believe in LEGO buildings that don't have stairs or some access to the second floor and you're supposed to imagine that they somehow jump up. I don't think that's realistic. Just like I think it's not realistic for a LEGO city to have no toilets. So stairs and toilets, those are the two keys to have a successful LEGO city. So this is the challenge. This was the challenge, and I spent a lot of time just figuring this out. And this is the access to the second floor. Now, I'll be the first to admit this isn't realistic. I mean, if you buy coffee or drink and food, how are you going to climb up and get to the second floor? But at least there's access, and maybe for the adventurous parties, you can climb up with one hand and kind of climb up and get to the second floor. If not, then you just sit on the outside alfresco area over here. You don't have to climb up, but at least there's access. I closed up everything. I kept to the same basic design in terms of the look. There was some mocking to be done, but I managed to fit everything in. All these black slope parts you see came with the original build for the coffee store, and I kind of split them up so that there's a front and the back acts as an awning for the back door, but at the same time it acts as the platform to get to the second floor. I originally had a hole in the second floor and had the ladder on the inside, but then it cut down so much space, it's already so small, and I felt it was even more unrealistic. And then I figured this out and I'm really happy with this. And it makes it easy because this is modular in style, but because it's 8 by 16, I can just use a single base plate for this floor. It really makes it much easier to build and solid. I do not need 2 plates thickness, because with a normal modular floor that's made of different plates, you'd have big plate pieces, but then you have small 1 by something long pieces to hold all the plates together. I didn't have to do that, so that really makes it really economical in terms of parts used. I did switch out the parts. These were originally white bricks, but I wanted the white bricks, so I switched them up for panel pieces instead. I did change the door handle to make it more ornate. This side here is access for just the baristas or the staff, and I used this particular sticker from the LEGO Batman Scarecrow special delivery that had a closed sign on the door, and that fits perfectly so a customer won't walk into this kitchen area. Okay, I'll show you the inside, so I'm going to show you a top view, and then we can have a look at the first floor and then the second floor. Here's the top view of the roof. This is the original roof that came with the LEGO store set, with the City Square set. It's got a nice air conditioning unit, which is a very nice build, and all this is original, and in my case the coffee shop was founded in 1932, so that fits very nicely. A very simple and effective roof build. In the second floor, this is my dining area. I detailed it, including tiled the floor, added in a water dispenser over here, and there are 2 sets of dining areas. And over here we have a minifig. He didn't buy any coffee. He just came up, took some water, and he's spending the entire day taking up space in the coffee shop, updating his social media on his phone. Now, there's a name for this sort of people. It's called a millennial. The first floor is the kitchen, or I guess the drink preparation area, and there's a little area for minifigs to order drinks. That's my sig fig. In between shows, I'm getting some coffee. And again, the floor is detailed here. This is the customer area, and for the flooring for the barista service kitchen, that's more plains. That's why it's just a light tan color. Over here, we've got a small display of donuts and pastries. The counter, by the way, came from the original coffee shop build as well, but I made it shorter and made it fit in. And all those things you see behind, there's a blender, a coffee machine, that was from the original set as well. And I basically just reconfigured everything, and I've got 2 baristas working here. Works out very nicely. I added in a small cash register, and that's basically the inside of the first floor. For the outside, I did have to add all these windows as well as the door. This door also has that handle, and this is basically a close-up look at how I constructed this particular landing and the ladder. And these are all telescope parts with towels on them, so I'm not using railing pieces. These are individual telescope parts. So I think this is a good solution if you have a small build and you need to create some kind of access to the next floor. You can create a landing with a ladder like this, so you don't eat into the space of the actual building. This is kind of an extension. This entire bench with the umbrella came with the original set as well, and we have a nice businessman enjoying his coffee at the same time. I hope you enjoyed this look at my functional coffee shop MOC. If you do have the City Square set, I recommend that you try a combo build like that using the coffee shop and the LEGO store together. I used practically all the bricks, and the bricks represent about 80% of this combo build. So you do have to add in some bricks yourself to complete the build, such as the extra windows and doors, as well as some bricks. Now notice these bricks are brown. The reason is I didn't have enough of these masonry dark tan bricks, so I added brown bricks at the bottom. I think it still matches the overall look of the coffee colors, so you do need to add some bricks to create this combo MOC. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.